Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Got a lot going on right now, obviously, in the transfer portal. Sounds like our defensive coordinator, Tim Banks, is going to be back next season as MTSU set to hire Derek Mason. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to be upset about that. A lot of you guys were ready for Tim Banks to move on, and the name you wanted to replace him with was Derek Mason, but MTSU gets Derek Mason. We're going to keep Tim Banks. You guys can talk about that in the comment section if you would like. But what I want to talk about this, we are down to the last hour for five-star offensive tackle Jordan Seaton. He is set to come off the board tomorrow. It looks like it is going to be at 12 o'clock noon. It's going to be a lunchtime live. If that is the case, we're going to go live at 11:30 a.m. We're going to take you all the way up to his commitment. We're going to give you the last takes, the final news, the last little bit of information that may or may not leak out as we go in to the live commitment of five-star offensive tackle Jordan Seaton. Now, he is the priority. You know, you look at Tennessee, the class of 2024, particularly on the offensive line, you got to give Glenn Ellerbe credit where credit is due. He has done a great job. Landing four-star offensive tackle Bennett Warren was absolutely huge. You know, at one point, we're talking about Gage Ginther, three-star offensive tackle, also committed in this class. We're talking about him being underrated. A lot of people still believe that. But when Glenn Ellerbe was able to go land Bennett Warren, that was huge for this class. You already have two interior offensive linemen that are solid four-star prospects, top 300 guys, William Satterwhite. You've also got four-star interior offensive lineman Max Anderson. So you've got three offensive linemen in this class of 24 that are in the top 300. Can you put the cherry on top? Can you put that cherry on top by landing five-star offensive tackle Jordan Seaton? Now, I know a lot of people, you look at the class of 24 and you say, Boogie, it's not good enough. We're sitting at 12th in the country. We're sitting at 7th in the SEC. That's just not good enough. Well, I think some of you need to understand the way that the rankings work. And one of my favorite graphics that On3 has put out is this right here. Percentage of blue chip prospects in the class of 2024. You can see there, that's four-star or five-star prospects. Tennessee is right there at 70%. They're right there with Alabama. They're right there with Ohio State. Those are the teams that you want to compete with on the recruiting trail. So when you see the percentage of blue chips versus just overall prospects in a numbers game, Tennessee only has, I believe, 20 prospects. Yes, 20 prospects committed in the class of 24. Jordan Seaton, if you were able to land him, would be 21. And now how much does that bump? How much does that percentage bump? It's all about the right guys. You know, I don't need to sign 25 guys. I don't need to. Not in college football in 2023. If you can land a high percentage of blue chip prospects and then you utilize the transfer portal the right way, you go out there and you get a Justin Jolie, or you get the kid from Notre Dame, or you add a dynamic playmaker like Juice Wells, now you're rebuilding this roster. I think Josh Heupel is doing it the right way. You can't live or die by the transfer portal, but you can utilize it as well as bringing in blue chip prospects. We're going to get into Jordan Seaton. We're going to talk about all the rumors. We're going to talk about Chad Simmons, his opinion, Steve Wiltfong. What do the guys at VolQuest say? And there's an interesting twist and turn that's already happened that was to be expected in this recruitment. But as always, guys, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up just down below the video. It's quick, free, easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. Somebody asked me the other day. They said somebody asked them. I don't know where this guy gets his information. I don't trust his information. I'm no different than you guys. I get my information from 247 Sports, from VolQuest, from the internet. It's 2023. I get it from the internet, and I credit the sources, and then I give my opinion on it. I am no expert. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Again, we're going to be live tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time, talking about everything going on in the transfer portal, who could be the next to go out, who could be the next to come in. We're also going to be live tomorrow morning for the Jordan Seaton commitment. Keep an eye on that. I think it's going to be at noon, so we'll go live at 11:30. That may or may not change. Keep your eye on that. And then we'll do, if we do the afternoon Jordan Seaton commitment, we'll go live Thursday night for NCAA night. But enough talk, enough chatter. Let's get into it. Let's talk about five-star offensive tackle Jordan Seaton. Let's roll back up here to his profile. If you don't know who he is, this is your first time tuning in. You don't really follow recruiting. This is the one to get in on. Five-star offensive tackle, 6'5", 295 out of IMG Academy. You can see there 98.42. He's a five-star plus at On3. What does that mean? But it means he is a 5-star across all platforms. On3, 247 Sports, ESPN, Rivals. He is a 5-star across the board. Quick little run through the scouting report if you're not familiar. One of the few offensive line, this is Andrew Ivins, 247 Sports. One of the few offensive line prospects in 2024 that has a chance to be a left tackle at the game's highest level. Completely reworked his body from the time he first emerged on the recruiting scene as a freshman up in the D.C. area, shedding a ton of bad weight while adding plenty of functional strength in the upper half. Updated measurements weren't available in advance of senior year, but was believed to be hovering somewhere around 6'5", 290 with a 6'10" wingspan to boost. Goes on to say here, quick-footed and exceptionally agile for someone of his stature, constantly looks to finish what he started. Talking about his athleticism, his agility. Old Vols JP went down and watched the game at IMG Academy, and that's what he said. His ability to pull is very impressive. His athleticism for his size is something worth watching. Excuse me. Goes on to say constantly looks to finish what he started, mirrors well in pass protection with a sound, repeatable process. Advanced hand placement not only allows him to saddle up pass rushers and ride them out of the way, but also strike and explode through defenders in run fits. Has no issues climbing, hit 17.7 miles per hour on the GPS tracking device while pulling in a game. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Almost 18 miles an hour. Says he should be viewed as a potential multi-year starter for college football playoff contender based on what he put on tape as a 12th grader at IMG Academy, which has churned plenty of high-profile linemen over the years. Must keep his eyes on the prize and embrace the grind as lumps are likely early on in collegiate career, but has the tools to blossom into an early-round NFL draft pick given length and ability to both anchor and recover. So that's a scouting report on Jordan Seaton. So what's the buzz, man? Does Tennessee really have a shot? Some of you guys like to go straight to the On3 recruiting prediction machine, and it says, no, Tennessee has absolutely zero chance. Is that the case? I don't think that's the case. Scrolling around the internet, seeing what the Ohio State moderators at On3 have to say, seeing what the Oregon moderators have to say, seeing what the guys at VolQuest have to say. Chad Simmons, Steve Wiltfong, the experts. These are the experts. Looking at Ohio State, says they feel like they made up some ground over the weekend. That's the thing. Jordan Seaton took a surprise official visit to Ohio State this past weekend. He went to Instagram, said going to be dropping an announcement soon. Everybody thinks it's a commitment or it's a cutting down the top teams. Nope. He is at Ohio State for an official visit. Their moderators say they're cautiously optimistic. They're not certain. They're not sold on this. One of the things they're concerned with is NIL. They claim, and a lot of people claim this, a lot of teams claim this, we don't pay for kids that have never played a down of football. We'll give them a package, but we're not going to overpay for them. We've also heard the same in Tennessee. Oregon's not very confident at all. Their moderators were kind of concerned because Seaton didn't make it back out to Oregon for a visit. One of the things that I read that Nelson had sent me, Nelson on Twitter, everybody go give him a follow, Nelson and Jackson. Oregon moderators say process of elimination because they're not confident. Say it's an Ohio State versus Tennessee battle. Now, Tennessee, Austin Price, Matt Ray, the VolQuest guys have been consistent in saying Tennessee very much in this thing, but it is going to be a wild ride. It could go anywhere. He loves the drama. He loves the lights. He loves being the center of attention. Now, one thing that is concerning that came up, Glenn Ellerby, Josh Heupel, we're supposed to be going on an in-home visit today. That gives you confidence. A day ahead of the decision. That decision's coming tomorrow. Glenn Ellerby, Josh Heupel, going to be able to go in the final hour and try to seal the deal on this thing. Last night, the news comes out. Austin Price posted on VolQuest. Seaton has moved his announcement to L.A. So he's going to be flying out to California for the announcement ceremony. So now it's not 100% that this coaching staff is going to get the in-home visit. Now, what happens? Does the coaching staff fly to L.A.? Do they get the visit in before Seaton leaves for L.A.? I don't know. That's something to keep an eye on. That's something we'll talk about in the morning during the live stream of the commitment. Chad Simmons, on3.com, recruiting expert insider. This is what he had to say 24 hours ago. Jordan Seaton set his commitment date for December the 7th. This is coming off an official visit to Ohio State. The Buckeyes are a strong contender, but I'm told the final decision has yet to be made. That's where the in-home visit would have been so crucial. There's still some level of confidence at Alabama, something about Alabama. They already have a starting left tackle. Oh, and he is a freshman, so Jordan Seaton would be behind him for quite some time. Says, I'm told the final decision is yet to be made. Still some confidence at Alabama, Florida, Ohio State, and Tennessee. Oregon had more buzz in late November, but the Ducks were expecting to get Seaton back on campus one more time before his decision. Oregon does not look to be in a good position as the decision is coming this week. Says communication is still going on with multiple schools. Florida was considered the favorite early in the summer. The Gators are not as confident. Alabama is still lurking, and they have been a constant in this. Then you have the Buckeyes and the Vols, two are very strong contenders late in the race. A decision, I'm told, is likely to be made by Wednesday. So, again, can Josh Heupel, can Glenn Ellerby get to sit down and talk with Jordan Seaton? What about Steve Wiltfong? He's the insider over at 247 Sports. This also yesterday. He says, as the dust starts to settle and December 7th draws near, I like the way this is starting to sound for Tennessee. Seaton loves what Glenn Ellerby has done as a position coach with guys like Darnell Wright, and after his 2 visits to Knoxville this fall, he's enjoyed the atmosphere and likes the trajectory of the program. Here's a couple of quotes from Seaton that back that up. He says, Coach Heupel and Coach Ellerby, those 2 guys right there, they're like best friends, and that's good for me. Having a head coach that likes to protect the offensive line is good, and I like the system they run. He goes on to say what stands out about Tennessee's development. Darnell Wright was a 5-star prospect just like me. Coach Ellerby, he's showing what he can do with 5-star prospects. Not only 5-star, but your average offensive lineman. Turn them into a very good player. I feel if he got his hands on me in 3 to 4 years, I could be the number 1 pick round 1. Let's freaking go. Jordan Seaton, you want to be the number 1 pick? Come to Tennessee. Let Glenn Ellerby develop you. Now, it's interesting. We've been talking a lot about the portal, a lot about the COVID seniors. Rumors that Cooper Mays is coming back. Rumors that Spraggins is coming back. We got the official announcement from John Campbell. He's coming back. So that would give Jordan Seaton a year to sit, develop, and grow. Is that what he wants to do, or does he want to start from day one? Because I don't know that Jordan Seaton's going to come in and beat out John Campbell on day one. So that's worth talking about. Guys, jump into the comment section. Let's talk about it. How you feeling about Jordan Seaton? Are you confident? What about the trip to L.A.? Glenn Ellerby, Josh Heupel not getting that final visit. Does that concern you? We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about it in the comment section. Smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the Talkin VAWLS merch. The link is in the description below. We would greatly appreciate it. Also, you like the content, you want to support this channel, the best thing you can do is hit that join button down below for $1. We ask for $1 pledge to join the cult. Hit that join button. You get custom Talkin VAWLS emojis, access to fan call-in shows, a power T beside your name in the chat, but more importantly, you're supporting this channel. We would greatly appreciate it. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.